Hey guys, so this is, sorry I don't have my white mic. Okay, so I'm sorry you can't see me. It's usually, the camera's usually there. It's not there today because I had to get my dad because he's doing work stuff downstairs. So this is the most advanced way to trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. So you probably watched the other two videos, so open up TradeView and just put it somewhere, and then Robinhood. That over there. Alright, so this is how you're going to do it. I'm not going to do it in front of you because it's after hours and it's kind of rough, but here you go. Alright, so we're going to take this back a few hours. A few minutes, actually. Let's just take it from right there. Okay, so this is the 5-minute chart. So what you want to do for the highest well, this is the highest confirmation. Reset chart. Shoot. How do I get rid of stuff? Move indicator. Shoot. Alright. So type in the RSI. This, and then get MACD. Alright, so those two are essential. So these orange and blue lines right here on the MACD are strictly used are the DMA. So when I say the DMA confirms, it means that the lines have crossed and the blue line is above the orange line. And it's starting to make money again. The same thing with here. Okay, so we're going to take it back a few hours. Take it back from right about here. Okay. So that's kind of in the middle. So now you have your high and now you have your low. So you can draw one of these things, regression channel, and you can draw it all the way out. And once it's done, you can see right now, up, down, up, bounced off the middle line, up, down, up, down. Alright, so this is how you trade it. So to find out the next move, you want to go to the 1 minute. It's kind of crazy. Shoot. To go back. Sorry. Okay, to see what it does next, basically, you look at this point's RSI. So this is the stock RSI, which combines tons of things, and the MACD only does it. Well, this combines the MACD with that, so you can see once we get there. It takes freaking forever. Alright, we're almost there. Okay, so you're probably wondering what it's doing. You have a high, you have a low, and now it's kind of just going stagnant. So right here, you can see what's going to happen. So since it's going down, and it popped up, and now the blue line is angled down in the 1 minute chart, it's going to have it's going to go way red, and the MACD confirms it because the blue line goes under it and then gets bounced off. So there it is. And my gosh. This is gonna take a freaking long time. Alright, so you got your regression channel. Okay, you got your regression channel. We're just starting right there. Had a huge downfall because of this. It popped up on accident. Popped up, got forced back down right here. Forced down. You can see it's not yet. So even though it says it's a good buy, there's really no confirmation since it's just a straight downhill plunge. So then you got to look at the MACD. So since it's starting to angle up, pushes up, pushes up, pushes up, MACD confirms that it's going up, exploits it, I guess. I wouldn't do this trade because it's pretty risky, because this little down piece right here, you want it to be super clean like this, just like this. If it does that, it's good. But you see this little piece right here, it crosses. See, like, that's when you get the confirmation, is already when it's at its high. So now it's just gonna frickin' do that stuff. So now that you know what's gonna happen next, so it goes down right here, bounces up, it gets knocked down. Now you can go back to the 5-minute chart. What is going on? Can't even zoom out. One day. Okay, basically you can tell it because the time, since it's in the 5-minute, it's easier to see. So that was a pretty long time ago, so we're just going to stay right here. So you can see that it got knocked down, and that's what I mean. Right at the very moment when it popped up, it got knocked down. Still not a good buy, but here's the thing. The DMA still looks like it's going down, which it is. It's on a downward trend, which really sucks to be in. So don't trade, don't trade, don't trade. MACD confirms it. So MACD is looking pretty, it's going down. So that's what another confirmation is. If these red lines are looking and getting smaller and smaller, which they are, so now you just gotta wait for it to pull way back up, which is, if you got right here, you'd still be safe. If you got here, you'd still be safe, because then it got a huge red candle, but that's because it needed to pull back and get leverage for the next, I don't know, whatever, but it confirms, and then once it confirms, it starts to push up. So right there is when you should buy. That's when the DMA looks like it's angled up. It's angled up. The DMA is angled up, and the MACD lines, these lines right here, confirms it. That is going up. And at this very moment, this is angled up. And if all three of those things don't happen at once, then it's not a good trade. And that's in the 5-minute chart. So there's only like a few times a day that you can do it. So right here, you can see it, that this was a huge trade. So here, I'm gonna go right there. So you can see right here, huge downtrend. First, the orange line looks like it's gonna get above. The blue line gets above. The blue line goes down above again. There's a little bit of red, but that could have just been a pullback. So there's things that are different. There's pullbacks, which are like this, and then there are breakouts, which are like this. They're literally just straight up. But the better thing is, you just can't trade that way. So the mindset that you need to be thinking is, okay, so if it doesn't do this, I'm not going to do this. So you can see that right here you would think be a perfect trade, because it's down right here and it's low right here, and it has previous support lines coming from that other piece. So you're like, man, that's a good buy. One minute later, spikes up. You think it's good. It's not, because it's still not angled up. Now you're thinking that it's angled up. It's not. Still not a good buy. Still not a good buy. All of a sudden, so this is a 5-minute chart. So if we went back to the 1-minute chart, you'd be able to see in the individual candles going like that, but it's not really worth it at this point. So the MACD will angle up, and then you'll get the confirmation through here, and then all of a sudden it'll enter the purple line. the purple line touches it, it's good. It's buy right there. At the minute, the MACD would be up. So you can see that the red just got nothing. MACD went up, keeps on going. I would have sold right there, because that first breakaway arch, this little arch right here, if it's not going just straight up, that's when you know, and you're above the purple line, you want to sell. So the next candlestick, it's bad. So if you sold right there, you're good. But if you're wanting confirmation to actually sell, it's when it crosses again. You wouldn't lose that much money off of it, but if you're really day trading this stuff, you'd lose quite a bit of profit off of this, considering that candle's like, I think 3%. So you would have started at 584, and you would have made about $500 if you took the worst trade, but you would have made $700. No, you would have made over, man, you would have made over $700 if you sold it once this finally just gave out. So I'm not going to take a trade because it's after hours and I don't like to trade that way. But if you look at here, we're just going to say right now I'm going to give you what I think that should happen. So okay, this is what's going on right now. So right now it looks like it's going to go up, but really, since I'm in the 1 minute chart, this moves really fast. So for me to buy it here, and then basically this is going to look really silly. I'm going to go here, it's angled down, so it's not a good buy yet. The DMA, the blue line just crossed, people are expecting a push up. It's not, so it's going to continue down even though the 1 minute chart says no. So for things that are going down, the 1 minute chart is the worst, and the 5 minute chart overrules it. So if it's going down, if it is angled down like this, that overrules everything that the 1 minute chart is saying. I know that it's going to go, well, from this standpoint, it's going to go down. So look at it. Went up, it's going to go like that, and then probably do something like that. Probably not, though. It's probably going to hit this support line and probably do that. But you can see, you think it's starting to make profit, which it is, but just wait for it. It's not going to be that good. Buy. 5 minutes. My silly line. Alright, you can see that it had 2 green candles in a row. It's currently at the top, and it looks like it's going to be good, and it's going to reject the red. But since it's angled down, it's not a good buy, and also it's not below the purple line, which is not a good buy. So I'm going to show you good buy. See, it also loves to do this thing right here, where it goes down and it kind of does a head and shoulders deal. You can't really see it on the chart, but it's not really how it looks. If you bought right here, look at okay. If you bought right here, so I don't like to buy right on the first down, even though that these two things are supposed to be the exact same in the regular head and shoulders. It usually pumps up and then dips a hard, and then I usually get that second confirmation, because that second line is way more useful. If it goes like this, you can see it. That's the first head, so that'd be right there. The top of it would be right there. So you can see that it's not congruent. It is not equal right there. It actually is like less than 10. It's like 3% loss, but overall you'd still get like 2% off of that one trade. But you can see right now it's growing. Give it a second. Thinks that it's gonna cross. Boom, red candle. It's done. So ready. Minute chart, you can see where it's going. It's going to go down. So here's the trade process. So first, go over here, 5-minute chart. You see, okay, it's not good yet. You buy when it's below the purple line, and it usually does something like this, or it's really, really clean, and it does something like this. But this is kind of like a sideways head and shoulders. You just gotta wait for the second confirmation. So this isn't a confirmation yet. See how it's red? It's gonna go down. It's gonna do something like this. Okay. Let's just get rid of this. Okay, it's gonna do this. Go up, down, something like that, maybe a pullback, and up here, that's when it's going to sell. So you can see it's doing this sort of same thing right here. Probably going to end up doing that. So the trade one, it's probably going to just get green a little bit more and then go down. And then to confirm it, come down here. Looks good. It's at the top, so it needs to go down first for even me to buy. Even though the DMA lines are crossing, it says it's going to go up. It's going to go up until here, and then it's going to crash. Just give it a minute. I know this candle is big, but it really doesn't matter. So on the second one, you'd buy. So I'd set my limit order at 64.48, and then once it finally gets past that, if it doesn't hit it, move it up, but especially if it's on the second one, you might want to grab it. So that is the long trading style. That's the trading style that most people like to trade because they don't really have to worry about it. Just gotta reset this. Give it a minute. Move drawings. Alright, so here's for the short one. You want to get on the 1-minute chart. And you can see how it's kind of sloppy. You can't really predict anything. But it usually does something like this. It usually does a head and shoulders at the bottom. So that's the head. Shoulders. So it usually does a yay thing. So you always want to buy when it's below the purple thing, unless it's really clean. So if it does something like this, you want to wait until it's about right there to buy. So you can see that it does this one huge candle down, one huge candle up, and then right after that, it does a large candle, like a really, really big candle. So you buy below the purple line. Usually does something like this. It's really expected and common, but it can also do something like this. Set it so when it goes in the purple line, and it just does something like this, it has to be in the purple line for you to buy, because that's your confirmation. If you're trading really, really short, which this is, I wouldn't really matter. It really doesn't matter about the MACD, because look at how insane this is. Now you can use this as a backup, but it's not really worth it. And then just in case, you can see this. So if you're wondering if it's going to go up any higher, you can always go to the 5-minute chart and check it out. So it's going down. It will go down. It's going down. So that's always the thing. You can always go to the 5-minute chart, but the 5-minute chart overrules the 1-minute chart. So if it says that it's going to go down, don't buy it. But if it's on the uptrend, if it's somewhere down here or up here or in the middle of going up, that's when you can buy in the 1 minute. So you can see here in the 1 minute, you can see exactly where you want to buy. So these two lines cross, and it's literally the direct bottom of that trade. So that would have been the maximum perfect. So you can get 684, 638, and sell at basically $40 above what you guys trade it for. So that's basically how you day trade and I guess kind of swing trade. That first part was all swing trade, so now you can see it's in a downward trend. Set limit order right there, because that's where the earlier support was. So you want to buy there. I like to sell as quick as possible, but if you want to, I'd set a sell order here, sell order here, and a sell order here. So just in case everything goes bad, it gradually sells off. So your average would probably be about right there. So you're making the maximum amount of profit with that, not that much loss. So you can see it's on the downward trend. See, it looks like it's going to go up. But this is really for quick trading. You can see that in 2 minutes it drops down, like 5 minutes it drops down all the way to the bottom. See the big trades, boom, it's like 100% right there. So thank you for watching. That's how you do it, I guess. That's more advanced. I'll probably redo this pretty soon. Thank you for watching.